Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, September 15th, 2014 meeting of the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. We have a quorum. All three members are present. We'll begin with the flag salute. Commissioner Fund.
Okay, please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes of September 8th, 2014.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the minutes. Any corrections, deletions, additions? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Public comment. Mr. Code. Is it Code or Code?
Cody. Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you all for your service to the community. I appreciate it. So I'm here for the second time to ask
Mr. Cody,
questions.
For the record, would you state your name and address?
Sure. Mike Cody, 78 Northeast Washington, Chehalis. And I'm here for the second time to ask questions about the Microsoft Dynamics GP project in Lewis County. This past week I did communicate with the Grant County Auditor's Office, and I was told that Grant County is using the Dynamics program for its financial software reporting. I believe Grant and Lewis are the only two counties that have tried to move to Dynamics GP. Like Lewis County, Grant got bids from Diamond and ASI to do the Dynamics installation. We chose to go with ASI. Grant went with Diamond. Apparently Grant has now changed its mind and has moved from Diamond to ASI to finish the installation and to take out some of the Diamond products. So Grant County's experience suggests that the Dynamics program actually works, and their move from Diamond to ASI suggests that Grant County believes ASI is capable of completing a Dynamics installation, which raises the question, why did the Dynamics installation fail in Lewis County? So here are my questions today. What happened at Lewis County that created the failure? Did Lewis County staff create the unforeseen circumstances that caused the county to abandon the transition and lose over $1 million? And that's $1 million paid out. We don't actually have an idea, I guess, at this time, how much staff time was put into it. So that's a $1.1 million paid out. It was lost. What agency or staff person was in charge of the Dynamics project? And does the county have an internal report about why this did not work? And I guess I wonder, should taxpayers be entitled to know more about the Dynamics project? Is this failure related to the accounting problems that have showed up in state auditor reports for Lewis County over the past 4 or 5 years? And once again, maybe $1.1 million isn't a big deal in the Lewis County budget. If that's the case, just say so and I'll quit asking the question. $1.1 million seems like a lot of money to me. Maybe it's a drop in the bucket for Lewis County. And again, thank you for your service.
Mr. Cody, I'd like to respond to a couple of your questions, and I'm not going to answer them. I'm just going to respond to them. Number one, the accounting systems in different counties vary greatly, and even with my understanding of the Grant County project, even with the incorporation of the Dynamics system, they're still not using it fully integrated into their system, and they haven't been able to make that whole thing work, to my understanding at this time. So there are some things that are working with it, but some things are not working well at all. The second thing is I'm questioning your state audit reports on our financial, because we've had clean state audits for the last 5 years. We've had absolutely clean state audits on our programming. So
I'd be happy to print out the email I got from Grant County indicating it's working, and I will also print out the specific state auditor reports that I
don't deny that it's working. I just don't deny that it may not be working in the same way that we would have it integrated.
Just to let you know, I looked into that and talked to them. There are parts of it or modules that work, but the whole system isn't working. And when they tried to implement it with Diamond, it didn't work. So they're now going to our integrator, who is having trouble making it work, couldn't make it work here either. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm not convinced it worked in Grant County either, or they wouldn't be changing integrators.
One question I haven't had answered here is any part of the Dynamics program still working in Lewis County? So I have trouble evaluating Grant versus Lewis, given that.
To our knowledge, no part of Dynamics is being used at this time.
And I'll forward the other information to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
There is no other public comment scheduled.
Please come up to
Come up
the,
to the podium, state your name and address, please.
Yeah, my name's Sally Anderson, and I'm at 713 Deep Creek Road out by Adna. And there's two things I want to bring to your attention. I'm getting kind of old, and it's hard to go along the county road and clean up the weeds to keep them out of my fields. And I would like to propose, for your consideration, to have all of the rock pit people spray their perimeters, because that's where I'm getting my weeds. I've got Queen Anne's lace, horseweed, tarweed, and of course the Scotch broom. And that horseweed, I had never seen that in my life until right after the road they just chipped it. It was before, it was a chipping that was done about 7 or 8 years ago. And man, it was all over the county. All at once was this big tall stuff, and then it goes like that at the top, and it's very noxious. It isn't poisonous, I don't think, but when you pull it, it makes you itch all over, and it's very hard on horses' nostrils, is what the weed book says. So I think it would be a simple thing, just if they would have to certify that they have sprayed their perimeters in order to use county rock, or to sell to the county. So that would be one thing that would help us all, farmers. And the other thing that somebody better do something about is on Deep Creek Road, and I can't tell you the exact, I think it's less than a mile from Bunker Creek. There's 2 left-hand corners, and on the second one, you look over at the creek, and 2 years ago, a great big cedar tree fell across the creek with all of its branches going down. And then last year's high waters and all the debris that came down, now we've got a nice barricade. And if that wasn't enough, that tree has live ivy growing on it. So we have the perfect dam. And there's 35 homes up past that. That, where the creek is, it comes right over very close to the road, and then a hill. So if we lose our road, you're going to have a long time trying to dig out that hill to make us another road. And I think that the 3 homes below it will probably be washed out if indeed that dam came up and then went out all at once. It would take out 3 other homes. So that's a total of 38 of us that would be affected. And that's a dead-end road, might add. So I just think it's extremely important. It's the middle of September, nobody's done anything about it. And you can easily see it from that second corner. You just look back over to your left, and there it is.
Ms. Anderson, I'm going to ask you to, Tim Elsey, our Public Works Director, sitting in the back of the room back here, if you would meet with him, and he'll give you a card, and it will be looked into, the road situation there.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay. I move that we approve the notice agenda. Notice of hearing regarding the third 2014 budget hearing, resolution number 14-248.
second.
Motion's made and seconded. Mr. Walton.
Morning, Commissioners. Steve Walton, Budget Administrator. Speaking to item number 1 on the notice agenda, resolution number 14-248. This is a notice of public hearing for the third 2014 budget amendment. Notice of the public hearing will be published in the Chronicle on September 18th and 25th. The hearing will be held on September 29th at 10 a.m. The total budget amendment for all funds will be noticed as a revenue increase of $149,234, expenditure increase $445,182, for a decrease in fund balance of $295,948. The change in fund balance uses previously received revenue that was not appropriated in the original 2014 budget. The current expense portion of this amendment equates to revenue of $20,926, expenditures of $281,273, for a total fund balance debit of $260,347. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other comments on the notice agenda? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of establishing the 29th as a hearing date for a budget amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda. Item 2, resolution number 14-TAC-249.
Second.
This is a long agenda this morning, one item. Motion has been made and seconded to accept. So here is the one item on the agenda is approval of warrants, payroll. There are 232 regular warrants in the amount of $988,951.60, and 289 payroll warrants and 452 automatic deposits dated September 5th, 2014, in the amount of $3,550,736.85. That's the conclusion of the consent agenda. Any other comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have one hearing today regarding a franchise. Procedure, staff report, followed by question and answer period, followed by the hearing itself. And so we have a staff report, Mr. Elsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is an item that was tabled from last week's agenda, and this is granting a 5-year franchise, non-exclusive franchise to Cascade Networks for operation of telecommunication facilities within all county rights-of-ways. And this is a franchise that will allow them to provide internet services.
Questions?
There were some questions in last week's meeting concerning the insurance limits and whether or not we should be named as primary or additionally insured. Those language, that verbiage has been changed to reflect what the risk manager would like.
And the franchisee has agreed to those changes?
They've agreed to it and they have signed the franchise, yes.
Okay. Any questions from the board, from the public? Then I will close the question and answer period and open the hearing. Mr. Elsey, would you like your comments to be incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
So be it. Any testimony on the hearing? There's no one signed up for testimony. Would anybody like to testify on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the hearing and ask for a recommendation from the board.
I move that we approve resolution number 14-247, franchise to Cascade Networks, Inc. for telecommunication facilities.
I second that.
The motion made and seconded to approve the franchise agreement as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I see no further business. I move we adjourn.
Second?
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.